thank the gold sponsors of this event. We have Jerry Estrada from the Santa Barbara MTD. They were the gold sponsors of this event. And Dave Davis is the chair of the board of MTD. He's here as well. Dave, thanks for coming. And then also the Goleta Valley Cycling Club is another gold sponsor. Represented here in the house. Thank you again for helping. There are a number of my elected official colleagues that are here today, and I want to recognize them too. Supervisor Janet Wolf was here just a couple minutes ago. She had to go to another event. That's part of the job of an elected official. And my colleague and good friend, Mayor Helene Schneider is here as well. City Council member Mike Bennett from the Goleta City Council is over there as well. And is there anybody else that I'm missing? Paula is here too. Thank you, Paula. Paula Perotti is our Goleta City Council member as well. Thank you very much. Well, this is really a special day. We take an opportunity every year to celebrate the work that Coast does on a daily basis, advocating for alternative and sustainable transportation. There's a lot of work to be done in that area, and Coast has been in the trenches for many, many years, working super hard. We have a really important agenda item coming up on the Santa Barbara City Council next week about Vision Zero. So this is sort of a precursor. We're rallying you all here tonight to kind of have you come next Tuesday for the council meeting and advocate for that. But Coast has been there from the very beginning. There's so many people on the board that are directly involved. In fact, all of the board members of Coast, please raise your hand. Let's take a moment to thank you and recognize you for all your work. And we want to take some time to recognize some outstanding volunteer work that goes on in our community too. In addition to the work that Coast does, there are people that have done a special, extra special job that deserve our recognition. And we have two different awards. We have the Distinguished Volunteer Award and then the Barry Siegel Award. And to start off, we're going to have representatives from the different agencies that are here tonight. We have James Joyce from Hannah Beth Jackson's office. We have Assemblymember Doss Williams, perfect timing, he's right here. We scheduled that exactly right, he's here as well. And we have Eric Friedman, too, from Supervisor Carvajal's office, who's here as well to represent Supervisor Carvajal. So we have some resolutions, and Mayor Schneider, you want to come on up real quick?
Well, good evening. I'll just tell you now on Vision Zero, you had me at hello, okay? So you can send your emails and that's all good, but I know I've talked with many of you and thank you for your advocacy on something as important in that. And last week, the League of California Cities passed a resolution encouraging other cities to adopt Vision Zero resolutions. So that's it's good. It was good to be on the resolutions committee for that. So yes, so great for that. Before I read this, I was thinking Ken should really get the Tom Sawyer Award because in my mind, if you look at Cyclemania in particular, before it was he had to do everything and now everyone is doing something. So it's sort of like painting that white fence saying, don't you want to help paint the white fence and get things done and think it's done more fun and faster and all over the county, and that's what leadership's about. So I really appreciate your leadership, Kent. And so just really on behalf of the Santa Barbara City Council, we want to congratulate you and give the certificate of recognition for the Barry Siegel Award. And I also want to recognize Martha's here somewhere, right? Yes, there you are. And thank you for being here tonight for in honoring for Barry Siegel, but for Kent. Congratulations and thank you, and keep painting those fences each and every year, getting us to do the same. So congratulations.
Good evening. It's great to see you guys. I also want to thank Martha for being faithful to this event every single year. And let's talk about Kent. I mean, you are, I would say that you should have a title on your desk that says Alternative Transportation Evangelist. Because you are constantly coming up with crazy ideas to make it sexy to use alternative transportation and fun, and to introduce people who may have only a passing fancy and maybe make them into believers. Well, I got to tell you, you're one of the people who's helped make me into a believer and in alternative transportation and hope for our county. And I just want to thank you for that. And whether it's the many events that he puts on or his constantly positive demeanor, I'm proud to call you friend. Thanks, man.
Excellent. And I just, my name is James Joyce. I'm here on behalf of, hey, Hillary, how are you? I'm here on behalf of Senator Hannibal Jackson. It's a pleasure to be here. Not going to belabor with long stories. Want to make sure that we recognize you and encourage you to continue to keep doing all the awesome work that you're doing in this community. We know it's folks like you that continue to help hold our community up while the politicians do what they need to do on the other end. So keep doing what you do on the grassroots, and we want to continue to recognize that.
But wait, there's more.
Good evening, everyone. You got a couple more. Don't go away. I'm Eric Friedman on behalf of Supervisor Carbajal and Wolf, here to present the certificate from the county. But if there's one word that I could describe Kent, it's committed. And I learned this tonight about exactly an hour ago. I was in my car, about 30 cars deep, on Mission Canyon Road, and all of a sudden, I'm getting angry because all these other people should not be in their cars if they've been listening to Kent, so I can control myself. But who should fly by me on his bike? But this guy to come over here without a care in the world. He's flying by, and we're all stuck in cars. And then I realized that the other commitment is he was riding his bike on 192 in Mission Canyon at 5:15 at night, which is kind of insane, but
There's a good reason for it. I don't recommend it.
But anyway, so the other commitment that Kent is also to the community, because he really tries to do outreach. In just this last year alone, we've worked with him on the open streets, the health fair, and the launch of CycleCalcoast.com. Everyone check it out. Kent was a major part of that. It's a continuing website and to promote bicycling in our community on Ventura and Santa Barbara. So again, congratulations and thanks for your commitment to everyone here.
Thank you very much.
Well, Kent, you're not done yet.
Yeah, Paula. Wow.
So I'm here on behalf of the City Council of the City of Goleta. We'd like to present you with the certificate of recognition for your recipient of the 2016 Barry Siegel Award. But I'd like to put in a few words about how instrumental Kent was to the City of Goleta and helping us with our staff and getting our transportation demand program organized. We set the bar high. We offer our staff $5, and I think it's going to go up, for every day that they either carpool, ride their bike, carpool, I said that already, bus, walk, van pool, any of those things. $5, and Traffic Solution keeps track of it for us. But most importantly also, we set the bar hard as we want to be the leader and set by example of the City of Goleta, but Kent is committed to reaching out to the other businesses and really getting them on board, and we really appreciate all the hard work that you've done in the City of Goleta. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I want to take a minute to say something about Kent too, because Kent and I have a long history together. We've been working together at SBGAG for about 12 years now. I don't know if all of you know, but I was actually the founding director of Traffic Solutions, and I like to proudly think that I started the culture of the organization. It was sort of the Isla Vista of SBCAG back in the day. And Kent has taken it to a completely different level. It is not just the Isla Vista of SBCAG, it's the roots reggae Isla Vista of SBCAG. And I mean that in a totally good way, because Kent, as everybody else mentioned, is a ferocious advocate for alternative transportation. He doesn't just advocate, he walks the talk, and he is there. The hours that this man puts in during the Cyclemania month and all the other huge peak times when there are events going on through Traffic Solutions are phenomenal. Daniel can attest to that. He does that as well too. And it's, you can see the results. There is an entire new culture in our community around bicycling and pedestrian coast. All of you are part of that, but it is bigger than this room would ever hold. And it isn't accidental. It isn't just something that organically has happened. It really is a direct product of the work that Kent has been doing for going on almost 20 years now, more than 20 years. 15 years at SBCAG, but you were working in Colorado on the same issues for many, many years before too. So your entire professional career has been dedicated to advancing this cause, and it is truly, obviously successful in our community, and it is only getting more successful every day. One year, Kent actually even convinced me to be part of the Bicycle Challenge Cyclemania Tour. I wasn't the best, most productive member of the team, but at least I was participating. So I'm just really proud. You know, Kent does not, I think, seek recognition for his work. He is very internally motivated and driven, and is passionate about this work. And it's so appropriate to be giving the Barry Siegel Award to my really good friend and colleague at SBCAG for his lifetime commitment to this work. And so just with that, please, let's give a rousing round of applause for Kent Epperson for his work. Receiving the Barry Siegel Award. Quickly get all the elected officials and their representatives up here so that we can do a photo with Kent, so we have that for all posterity, and most importantly, Facebook. So please.
Perfect. Now, if we're standing here, we have to participate in this next challenge.
The question is, where do we look? There's so many options. Yeah.
I'll take one more. 3, 2, 1.
Thank you. Now the microphone. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'm really humbled. This is kind of like the Academy Awards of alternative transportation in our community. I've got the gold statue. Maybe it's a bike. It's actually a gold statue of me on a bike instead of the standing statue. But it's really great to be here. I'm seeing a lot of faces, a lot of people that I have a tremendous respect for, and many others that have actually received this award as well. And I just wanted to ask for a show of hands of those individuals here that received the Barry Siegel Award in years past. So seeing those individuals, I feel very honored this evening. The first thing I wanted to say was that 99% of the work that I do is actually made possible by two other individuals. One that's here, Daniel Gerard, standing right over there, one of our traffic members. Daniel does and a great photographer. He is our designer and jack of all trades, and he does all of the behind the scenes stuff that you guys don't normally see, but yet it makes everything that Traffic Solutions does look professional, polished, creative, fun, and it makes a huge difference in our program. So I wanted to thank Daniel for all of his hard work that made it possible for me to get this award, because really it's a three-person team. Lori LaRiva is not here. She's actually in Norway right now. But Lori Lariva, many of you probably know her because she does tend to be kind of one of the face of traffic solutions. And she's like the person that is grounded, has a good sense of reality, and is an incredible editor. And she catches all of my numerous mistakes. There are people with different qualities and strengths, and I lack many strengths, and these two help complete the strong triangle of traffic solutions. So thank you to Daniel and Lori. It's hard to believe that I've actually been at Traffic Solutions and pretty much Santa Barbara for 15 years. I moved here from Denver, and I was going to go to a somatic psychology program and got accepted, and I was like, wow, what kind of job do I want while I'm in school? And I thought, I'd kind of like to run a rideshare organization. And a month later, after I arrived, the job posted, and I got the job, and lo and behold, I absolutely loved this job. And so this dream of becoming a somatic psychologist, whatever that is, quickly faded. And I have to say that, yeah, not many people can say that they truly love their work, and especially for 15 years. And I'd say the ingredient here is, obviously it's something I hold dear to my heart, alternative transportation, I believe in what I do. But a lot of it has to do with relationships. And it's relationships with my core team and SBCAG. And by the way, I wanted to also put out a shout out for Jim Kemp, who's retiring in a week from tonight. And he has given me the freedom and the support to run Traffic Solutions like probably no one could ever imagine. I mean, this is a government agency. This is SBCAG. And I've been able to been given the freedom to do all sorts of crazy, wacky things, and for that I have to thank Jim Kemp and SBCAG for giving me that freedom. But mainly the point I want to make here this evening is the other reason that I've stayed at my job is the collaborations. I'm a very strong advocate of collaborations. I think that whenever we're joining together forces with individuals or other organizations that may not seem to have exactly the same mission, when we join forces together, we do so much better work. And it's a lot more fun too. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about the collaborations that Traffic Solutions has entered into. Starting with, I'll say, SB Bike, Santa Barbara Bicycle Coalition. And by the way, collaborations are not easy. They bring up conflict and all sorts of territory kind of struggles. And I would say that Traffic Solutions' relationship with SB Bike was not always really great and smooth. Like, we supported SB Bike, but it was difficult. And at a certain point, things shifted. And it was when we really entered into a collaborative effort with SB Bike. Ed France joined the organization, BC Centro came to be. And we entered into this collaboration around Cyclemania. And it's been an absolute joy to work with Ed France and the board at SB Bike. And they're my friends. They're not just my colleagues, they're my friends, and we do things after work, and it all just flows in. It's work and play, it's friendship and collaboration. And so I really appreciate the great work that we've been able to do with SB Bike. And of course, Coast. And in a lot of ways, Coast is very similar to Traffic Solutions. They're an umbrella organization that advocates for all sustainable transportation modes. And one of my favorite collaborations that we entered into was Open Streets. And in the very beginnings of kind of thinking about this idea, I approached Eva and said, what do you think of this? And she was immediately on board, full on, full hilt. And really, it was that collaboration with Coast and Eva that enabled Open Streets to happen. And again, Eva and I, we've had our struggles, there's been difficulties, but you keep on showing up. And what I find is I just keep on growing and stretching. The more collaborations I'm able to do and work through those conflicts, that's building community and that's relationship building. So I really appreciate the work that Coast does and the collaborations, and I invite more collaborations with Coast. I think there's so much common goal there between our two organizations. The Community Environmental Council has been another really great collaborator. They're doing amazing work on our community, from Earth Day, of course, but they've actually stepped fully into the arena of alternative transportation. And we've worked on a number of things. The Green Shorts Film Festival, you guys remember the Green Shorts Film Festival? That was the Community Environmental Council and Traffic Solutions, and it was a fun run that we had with that, and we produced some really great video content. Also the Dynamic Rideshare Program, real-time ride sharing with your smartphone. That was actually CEC that came up with that concept. They applied for the grant. We joined into a joint partnership, and it's been great. It's always been great, and I always welcome more collaborations with CEC. The Air Pollution Control District, downstairs from our office, Mary Bird. I don't know if she's here right now, but Mary is my go-to person in the office when I need to get like a gut reaction about something, and I swear, she is our biggest cheerleader, and she's just so supportive, and wherever they can, they bring resources and funding, and it's just a great relationship with the APCD. MTD, actually recently we've started kind of collaborating on a tri-transit promotion, basically, introducing people to transit, to MTD. It was Jerry and others at MTD that allowed us to tap into a new fund, carbon emissions fund, and we're funding that for this tri-transit program through that funding source. And always looking for collaborations. In fact, I was invited to be on an interview panel for a marketing coordinator this next week, and I was very humbled and pleased that we could be a part of that selection, because marketing in MTD is very important. The City of Santa Barbara, numerous things. Years ago, we were kind of a contractor of the City of Santa Barbara, and but we've worked on Cyclemania, Smart Ride, Bike to Work Day, van pool stuff, commuter benefits with the City of Santa Barbara. County of Santa Barbara, flex work, telecommuting, working on regional transit right now in North County, the need for additional Saturday transit service. We've been working very closely with Matt Daubertine, another recipient of this award. The City of Goleta, as was mentioned by Paula, Cyclemania, they've been very, very instrumental in Cyclemania, a great partner in that endeavor, and also the commuter benefits that they stepped in, and they did it. It wasn't us, but they actually took the leadership. Paula took the leadership to implement one of the best commuter benefits programs in this county. And there are many more that I could list. Downtown Santa Barbara, the chambers. One I want to mention, the chamber, the Carpinteria Valley Chamber is now a very important partner with SB Bike and Traffic Solutions in our next Carpinteria Open Streets event, which is going to be on April 1st. So stay tuned. We're very excited. We want to rotate Open Streets to different communities. And we figured, hey, we've done 3 years in Santa Barbara. It's time to mix it up a little bit. We're going to do it in Carpinteria on April 1st. No fooling. So collaboration. I want to challenge all of us to leave our egos at the door and to rise above the territorialism that sometimes occurs between organizations that are trying to all do the same thing. And remember that we're much stronger when we collaborate. And we learn more from our sister and brother organizations, and it's a lot more fun. So all of you out there that are doing different things, whether you're at an employer or another organization that wasn't mentioned, let's think of something fun to do together, and let's make it happen. And we'll learn from you, and we can help you learn some stuff. And with that, together we stand. And thank you very, very much. I really, really appreciate this award.
Well, that is a perfect Kent speech. He's giving credit to everybody else for the stuff that he has really pioneered and worked hard on. So thank you, Kent. We also have another person to recognize, a great friend of mine who has done incredible work in this community for many, many years in a lot of different ways. But tonight we're going to recognize her work with Coast. And Eva Inbar is here to announce the Distinguished Volunteer Award.
Yes, good evening, everybody, and welcome. I'm glad you could all come. We have a very special person tonight that we want to honor. If you've ever wondered how come Coast parties are such classy affairs, well then, there's a certain person we have to thank for that. And her name is Cass Ensberg. Cass, would you please come up? Thank you, Cass. Cass has been tireless in advising us, telling us how to do this, and believe me, I have no idea. I would throw a few chairs out and that would be it. So we really have Cass to thank for all of this, that it looks so good and feels so good. And many more things she's done over so many years, so much for Coast, and helped us with all these organizational things. And been such a loyal supporter. So thank you, Cass. Thank you.
Thank you. And first, I just want to congratulate Kent and thank him for all his great work. But as I stand here and look at all of you, I am one volunteer amongst many. And that's what makes our community so great. And as Kent already said, the collaborations, all working together. Each one of us brings something different, and together we all make it happen. I'm just so delighted with the work that Coast does to put the focus on transportation. And I, for one, I ride my bike every single day. I didn't do that 5 years ago. And now I do, and it's because it's safe out there. I can get on the road and I can feel okay about it. And that's because of all the work that all of you have done. And I can see a big difference. The work that's been going on has made huge changes. We can see it. And it's fantastic for all of us, for our kids, and for older people too. We're healthier for it. So I'm very humbled, and I'm very delighted to do whatever I can to help Coast and all the other organizations. And I also want to make a special thank you to my dear friends, Alex and June Peugeot, who are always roping me into these kind of things, and I really appreciate it. So, thank you, Eva, too. And, thank you
Okay.
Well, thank you again, everybody. This has been a wonderful night of recognizing these fabulous folks for the great work they're doing. Remember that this is a fundraiser, and the silent auction items are in the reception room. We're going to close those fairly soon, in the next 10-15 minutes or so. So there's plenty of time for you all to go out there and make sure you claim your territory, spend a lot of money, and make sure the Coast bankroll is that much thicker. Thanks again for coming. Thank you all of the